Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham, Chapter 6, Part 1. The Story of Narasa Vadhani. Om Sai Ram. Next day, after finishing meditation and worship, Tirumala Das began to narrate, Sir, Sripada Srivallabha is the origin for everything that is movable and immovable in creation. He is like a banyan tree. His partial incarnations are like its hanging roots. The roots grow down from the branches of the banyan tree. Though appearing to have an independent nature, their base is the banyan tree only. He is the source and refuge of all, from gods and demons to all living beings. All forces emanate from him, and again they merge in him. For a person who reaches the peak of a mountain, all paths appear the same. In the same way, people of different traditions find synthesis in the philosophy of Datta. All beings are surrounded by an aura. When I was in Pithikapuram, a yogi came there. He was indicating how much aura was around a particular statue or how long the aura of a particular person was and in which particular color the aura extended. He visited Sri Kukuteshwara temple and wanted to test the length and the color of the aura of the self-manifested Datta. He had the vision of Sripada Srivallabha in the place of Swayambhu Datta. Profuse white light resembling lightning spread around his head. Encircling this white light, a blue light was visible, spreading in all directions. That divine personage said to the yogi, My dear, you are wasting valuable time in mad pursuits to reckon the lengthwise expansion of the subtle bodies of others. First, you think about yourself. Death is imminent to you in a few days. So, think of the ways to get salvation. Verily, I am Datta, who is the origin of all doctrines and all truths. When great siddhas, great sages, and great devotees invited me with love, I incarnated in this Kali Yuga in Padgaya Kshetra. On hearing the preachings of Swami, all tendencies of the yogi got extinguished. His power of knowing the aura of the subtle body merged completely in Sripada Srivallabha. Later, he had darshan of Sripada Srivallabha in his house and got blessed. The yogi said, the pure white light spread around Sripada indicates that Srivallabha is very pure and is a complete yoga avatar. The blue light shows that he is filled with infinite love and mercy. After the yogi left, an interesting discussion took place. How should the division of 4 castes be decided? Is it according to the differences in the aura of subtle bodies? Or is it according to the consideration of caste and gotra? Which caste is eligible for the Upanayanam ritual according to the method described in Vedas? Which caste is eligible for Upanayanam according to the method described in Puranas? Is Upanayanam related to the third eye located in the center of the eyebrows? Or is it some other special thing? What is Medhajanam? Such discussion continued very heatedly. The Pandits could not arrive at an unanimous opinion. Sri Malati Bapana Vadhanalu, famous as a true saint, was the president of the Brahmin Society of Pithikapuram. He was also called Bapanariyulu. He was mainly worshipping sun and fire. He was invited to preside over a sacrifice that took place at Pithikapuram. At the end of the sacrifice, there was a torrential rain. All people were elated. Sri Vatsavai Narasimha Varma, a Kshatriya, requested Sri Bapanavadanalu to reside in their village. He refused Sri Varma's offer. Sri Bapanarayulu used to accept only the honorary remunerations given during sacrificial rites. If that money was tainted, he was not accepting it. Sri Varma had a Kapil cow. He was very fond of it. Its name was Gayatri. That cow was giving abundant milk. It was very gentle in nature. Sri Varma came to know that Gayatri was missing. Sri Varma questioned Bapanarayulu, who was an astrological pandit, about the missing cow. Sri Bapanarayulu disclosed that the cow was with Khan Sahib, who is a butcher in Shyamalambapuram. He also said that one should immediately go there and recover the missing cow since it would be killed. While sending a person to Shyamalambapuram, Sri Varma laid a condition to Bapanarayulu that if Gayatri would come back according to the words of Sri Bapanavadhanalu, he had to accept 3 putlu land and a good house as gifts to the Pandit. Bapanarayulu was in a dilemma. If he would not accept the gift, Sri Varma would allow the cow to be killed. Then the sin of killing a cow would fall upon him. He thought that accepting the gift was better than becoming exposed to the sin of cow slaughter. Gayatri was finally rescued. The residents of Pithikapuram were fortunate. Sri Bapanavadhanalu became the owner of a land, and he also received as a gift a house for living. Sri Bapanarayulu had a son by the name Venkavadhani and a daughter by the name of Sumati. The horoscope of Sumati had all auspicious features, and her gait resembled the royal walk of an empress. So she was named as Sumati Maharani. The name and fame of Sri Bapanarayulu spread in all the directions. A Brahmin boy named Appala Lakshmi Narasimha Raja Sharma with the surname Gandhi Kota came to Pithikapuram from Ainavalli, a village in Godavari region. He hailed from the lineage of sage Bharadwaj, Apasthamba Sutra, and belonged to Velanati Vedic sector. There was the idol of Kalagni Shamana Datta in his house. During the time of worship, that idol was talking to Raj Sharma and was also giving him instructions. Appala Raja Sharma lost his parents in his childhood. One day, while worshipping, Kalagni Shamana directed Raja Sharma to complete his education under the guidance of Maladi Bapanavadhani belonging to Haritas Gotra, Apasthamba Sutra and Vedic Velani sector. So, Raj Sharma came to Pithikapuram. As per Datta's order, Sri Bapanarayulu provided boarding facilities in his house to Raj Sharma, who came to him as a student. He did not allow Raj Sharma to beg for food in various houses. Sri Bapanariyulu used to worship Lord Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosh. The ladies of the house were performing religious ceremonies to Lord Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosh. In ancient times, Nanda and Yashoda performed worship of Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosh. As a result, they were blessed with the fortune of bringing up Sri Krishna, Sri Narasimha Varma, Sri Pinda Venkatapaya Shreshti, and some other prominent Vaishyas were participating unfailingly in the worship of Shiva along with Sri Bapanaraya. The voice that came from Sri Kukuteshwara Shiv Lingam. The marriage of Sumati and Appalaraja. Once during the Shani Pradosh time, after the worship of Lord Shiva, a brilliant electrical luster beamed from Sri Kukuteshwara Shivalingam. Then a profound voice was heard saying, "My dear Bapanarya, give your daughter Sumati Maharani in marriage to Appal Raja Sharma without any hesitation. It will be beneficial to the universe. No individual in this animate or inanimate creation has any authority to violate this great decision. This is the decision of Lord Datta." This voice was heard by Pinda Venkatapaya Shreshti, Narasimha Varma, and all those who were present. All of them were astonished. Information was sent to relatives, kith and kin of Raja Sharma in Ayanavalli, and the marriage of Raj Sharma with Sumati Maharani was then decided. It was a regrettable matter that Raj Sharma did not even have a house. Sri Pinda Venkatapaya Shreshti said that he had many houses and that he would offer one of them to Raj Sharma. However, Raj Sharma would not accept any donation. Shreshti spoke with Raj Sharma's relatives and arranged for the evaluation of the worth of that part of the house in Ayanavalli that Raj Sharma would own as an inheritor. It was valued as worth 1 varaha. The house of Shreshti was valued at a minimum of 12 varahas. Raj Sharma expressed his inability to pay the difference of 11 varahas. Then Shreshti stated that he would sell his house to Raj Sharma for 1 varaha only. Shreshti said, "If you object to take the house as a gift, you take the house by paying 1 varaha." All of them agreed that what Shreshti said was in accordance with the dharma. The marriage of Sumati Maharani and Appala Lakshmi Narasimha Raja Sharma took place amid the chanting of Vedas by great Vedic scholars. The marriage was conducted in a grand manner with the accompaniment of auspicious melodies from musical instruments. The incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha came to dispel the darkness of ignorance. He arrived to remove the limping progress of people in physical and spiritual matters. Therefore, Lord Datta commanded the deity of time and the deity of action. In pursuance of his command, a blind boy representing gloomy ignorance and a lame boy representing the halting progress in worldly and supra-worldly spheres were born to Raj Sharma. Sumati and Raj Sharma were greatly dismayed that their 2 children were disabled. There is a famous Vigneshwara temple in Ayanavalli. Once their relatives brought the holy offering of that Lord Vigneshwara to Pithikapuram. Sumati and Raj Sharma received the Mahaprasad. On that night, Sumati Maharani had the darshan of Iravata in a dream. Over the next few days, a conch, a wheel, a mace, a lotus, a trident, various deities, sages, siddhas, yogis, and other similar holy persons appeared in her dreams. After a few days, she experienced divine revelations even in her wakeful state. Upon closing her eyes, yogis in samadhi and munis with divine glows and different lights were giving darshan like figures on a screen. When Sumati Maharani consulted her father Bappanaraya, he said that all those signs indicated the birth of a great person with complete auspicious features. The uncle of Sumati Maharani, Sridhar, said, Sumati, there is a relationship between Visakha, the birth star of Ravi, and the incarnation of Sri Rama. Similarly, there is a relationship between Kritika, the birth star of Chandra, and the incarnation of Sri Krishna. There is a relationship between the planet Mars, born in Purvashada star, and the incarnation of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha. There is a relationship between the planet Buddha, born in Shravan star, and the incarnation of Buddha. There is a relationship between the planet Jupiter, born in Purvafal Guni star, and the incarnation of Vishnu. There is a relationship between the planet Venus, born in Pushyami star, and the incarnation of Bhargav Rama. There is a relationship between the planet Saturn, born in Revati star, and the incarnation of Karma. There is a relationship between the planet Rahu, born in Bharani star, and the incarnation of Varaha. There is a relationship between the planet Ketu, born in Aslesha star, and the incarnation of Matsya. The time you asked me was a time of divine secrecy. I presume that Lord Datta, who controls the existence and fate of crores and crores of planets, stars, and greater universes, may himself be born. We'll continue the next episode from here. Om Sai Ram.